What is up, everybody? Welcome to popculture.com's group chat, where we talk all the reality TV news that we care about and you really need to know. I'm Anna Rumor.
And I'm Jamison Brown.
And I am Hannah Barnes.
Now, Hannah, you're here. You're our first guest host since Jose left us. So welcome to the podcast. Welcome to 2020. And thanks for stepping in today. We've got a really good show for you.
Well, thank you for having me. And I know we got lucky that it is Bachelor premiere week. So something I'm familiar with. You could say.
Hannah is like our Bachelor savant. So we're going to definitely talk about the Bachelor's premiere. We're going to talk about Vanderpump Rules coming back, which is like my Christmas, basically. We're going to talk about how we're only a couple days into 2020, and Kylie Jenner has already stirred up plenty of controversy, as is her wont. And then Jenelle Evans from Teen Mom 2. Does she have a new boyfriend? Unclear, but also kind of clear at the same time. So there's a lot to go on. There's been so much that's happened since we missed you. I've just been talking into a microphone to nobody for a couple weeks. So we should get started. I know. You're like, never mind. I don't want to do the podcast at all anymore. So let's start with The Bachelor. We've got Peter Weber coming in. He's got his first 3-hour episode. What do we think of Pilot Peter?
I mean, okay, I didn't watch Hannah Brown's full season. I personally am a premiere and finale kind of person, so he didn't exactly strike me in any of the times that I watched him.
Yeah.
You know, but actually, okay, I have to say, when Hannah came back during the premiere and they had a conversation, I kind of felt like I saw more of Peter as a person, and I felt like I liked him more. I thought he did a good job too, especially when everybody was coming in with all the introductions. And some of them were a little, you know.
Oh my gosh, some of them were
crazy.
miserable.
He handled it well, I thought.
I personally think the premiere is the most cringeworthy part of the show. I fast forward through a lot of it because those intros are just so awkward to watch.
I mean, and do they come up with that themselves often? I'm just curious. Or do the producers do it? Like, where do you get a cow, you know?
So I read in, I believe the book is called Bachelor Nation. I'm blanking on the author's name right now, sorry. But she's covered The Bachelor for a long time, and so she knows kind of the ins and outs of it. And a lot of the contestants will come up with the idea and bring it to the producers. Producers will also suggest things as well. So it kind of goes back and forth. So the cow, who knows where the cow came from? But I did love watching, what was its name?
Ashley P. She was billed as a vegetarian, I believe. Emotional support cow, too. So.
Oh, my God. It was great. I felt similarly about Peter. Last season, I watched all of Hannah Brown's season, and he struck me as a nice guy, but kind of boring. Yeah. I was really rooting for Mike Johnson to be the Bachelor for many reasons. But, you know, this is the Bachelor we have. And I thought his premiere made him more interesting. Yeah. Which is better.
They really laid on the pilot stuff.
I was just about to say, they want you to know that he is a pilot. They need you to know that.
Just in case we didn't know all last season. And one thing that I thought was really interesting, it was pointed out online, and he got rid of all the flight attendants on night one. Every single one of the women who is a flight attendant. Yeah.
Was that a coincidence?
What does he know? Mm-hmm. I know. It's like he doesn't want to talk shop, or do they know about him? Like, what's going on with that? There's a conspiracy theory there, but I don't know anything about planes, so maybe not.
Oh gosh, I couldn't tell you. But I thought the first flight attendant they brought in was so excited because she thought she was the only flight attendant, and she was not the only one.
It was like 4 or 5.
I think it was at least 3.
Yeah,
more than that.
There's a bunch.
Yeah, they're 2. I mean, bless flight attendants. They bring me all sorts of pretzels and keep us safe. But yeah, I was not surprised that there were a bunch of them, but also I was like, come on, we get it. He's a pilot. It's fine. They probably don't
it was at like every turn, you know, after and before commercial, a little bit in between. I mean, they laid it on really thick.
I do have to say, though, it's better than last season of The Bachelor when it was Colton Underwood. Better than every joke being about him being a virgin.
Okay.
Because that was uncomfortable.
But I feel like for every joke they made about Colton being a virgin, they made some comment about Peter in the windmill. Like,
oh, you're right.
so many of them.
Well,
so many things.
And then we have our windmill. That was intense.
So next week,
A full windmill costume.
I mean, come on.
I mean,
I just want to be able to watch The Bachelor with my mom, guys. Don't make me feel weird sitting next to her on the couch. And then Hannah, you talked about the return of the other Hannah B.
Yeah.
What did you think about her coming back? Because I know a lot of people were pissed and a lot of people were super into it.
So, okay, the first time when she came back on, Rose, whatever, intro night, I was just like, okay, like she came back to return the wings. Very cute. She also, looked suspiciously extra good. Thanks to probably that Dancing with the Stars glam team. But I feel like she gave him back the wings, could be construed just like wants him to, find love, good luck. But then the whole date thing, when she showed up to MC the date, that was incredibly awkward for everybody involved when she was talking about their relationship. But yeah, the conversation that the two of them had kind of in that green room or whatever, I felt like it was very, obviously probably staged, but did seem very real at the same time. So I'm very curious to see what happens between the two of them. And also, if she did come back, the other girls would be understandably upset. So
I think that's a good question. And
drama brewing.
I'll just ask it. I mean, y'all think there's going to be some way that they end up together in the end of this? Is that a possibility? Or I'm asking this totally organically. I swear this is just me asking that question.
No, that is actually my conspiracy theory about this season. Because so there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Reality Steve, he's a blogger who generally spoils the entire season. And he spoiled a lot of the season, like what happens on dates and stuff like that, which I won't bring up. But he has not been able to spoil the final result. And even Peter has gone and done interviews saying this is going to be a spoiler-free season. There's no way to spoil it.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I think that's because you can't spoil it if nothing has happened yet. I think that Peter is going to propose to Hannah after the final rose taping, which hasn't happened yet. So it's based on that. There's nothing I know other than what I've just said. So it's probably not true, but it kind of tracks and it would make sense why there's been no spoilers yet.
I don't know, but I mean, I feel like he was ready to go, ready to be the Bachelor, and she shows up and is like, "Oh, I see you're doing well. Let me come in and ruin your life."
Yep.
And then he
remember when I didn't choose you
twice? When I didn't choose you twice? Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, and I was also kind of offended. I mean, not offended, but the producers think that we're stupid sometimes. And sometimes we are, and sometimes we're not. But I was really offended that they really tease going in hard, like, Hannah's going to join the house again. She's going to be part of this. First of all, of course she's not. Second of all, if you look at the filming timeline, which isn't that obscure, I wasn't watching it closely. I just saw when the two things were being filmed. She was filming Dancing with the Stars at the exact same time. So there was no way that she was going to be brought into the house and filming that and then back on Mondays doing the Roomba with Alan Burstyn. It's just not going to happen. So I thought that was a little disingenuous, to quote our dear friend Jordan Kimball. And I didn't care for that plot twist, but I do think that maybe bringing her in early on is a bit of a tease for what's going to happen later on in the season.
Yeah.
But
I do feel like your theory could have weight. Like, if they brought her on, then he's thinking, did she really make a mistake? All this. And maybe he didn't, find love with one of his contestants. They could be together right now. We don't know. Maybe that wouldn't have happened if they brought her on. So, who knows?
It's definitely going to
find out.
It's definitely going to fuel our conspiracy theories, which I'm pumped for.
Oh my gosh.
So
I have so many Bachelor conspiracy theories. You guys are really in for it.
Yes. 2020 starting off well.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, exactly. So moving on to people who should maybe know better, but don't, and that's why we love them. The return of Vanderpump Rules. Guys, this is my favorite show on TV. These people, no one has put more heart and ruined their lives more for our well-being than the Vanderpump Rules cast.
Yes.
Bless their hearts. I love them so much. I was concerned about this season coming back because since they're all getting a little bit older, they're moving into houses, they're getting married,
Matching
settled
houses.
down. Matching houses. They did. Tom and Ariana, and then Jax and Brittany did move into like identical houses down the
And
street
another
from
one.
another.
Another couple. I forgot.
Oh
Katie?
yes.
No.
Yeah, Katie and Tom.
Yeah.
Yes, they all moved into. They're all the same kind of white valley house. It's just proof of the codependence that exists within that friend group that makes them a real blast to watch.
Yes, there's the shade. There's the shade. I love it.
I was thinking maybe this season wouldn't be that good. You know, they're bringing in new people. Is it because they don't have anything? And then the first episode came, and these people are just hammered all the time.
Yeah.
Dysfunctional, and I love them all. They're like my siblings. So the premiere was a joy. We started off with, you know, the actual official episode description said that they were moving into their quote grown-up houses. Now, mind you, Jax is 40. He's as old as
It actually said grown-up houses.
it did. Has say
Oh my
grown-up
God.
houses. I was like, Jax is older than one of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. He's older than Teddy Mellencamp, mind you, but he's a grown-up now, guys.
He wants
Stassi
you to
and
know it
Bo.
because he's getting married.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, is he a bridezilla or what?
It's so weird. I mean, I feel like knowing him and having watched him, like you could see that coming a mile away. But it's just,
Yes.
it's still weird. So
He demoted Tom Sandoval, who's been his best friend for a million years, to not his best man because he couldn't come to his pre-bachelor party because he was visiting his
hold on.
mom.
Yeah, no,
Excuse
not the
me,
bachelor
a
party, a
pre-bachelor
pre-bachelor
party?
party.
Okay.
Pre-bachelor
That's not a
party, yes.
thing.
No, it's not.
That's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry. Get out of here.
Nope. It's nothing. But now he's given it to the other Tom, Tom Schwartz, who, as we love, he's one of my favorites. He is very concerned about being able to take on the responsibilities, and I think rightly so.
Yeah, that sounds too intense for me. That's for sure.
yeah, I feel like being involved in any capacity in Jax's wedding would just be a lot for someone to handle.
Yeah.
I
Hard
definitely
pass.
agree. One of Tom Schwartz's other favorite moments from the episode was when he was talking to Katie about how he really wanted them to bring sexy back this year. Their marriage has maybe come to a bit of a standstill, but then he put on a giant muumuu at the party, like a large t-shirt. So he's really dedicated to that.
I like
clearly.
Schwartz a lot. He's definitely.
Me too.
I agree with you. He's one of my favorites on that show. No question.
He's the best. There was a conversation going on. I forget what it was. I think it was an argument about Kristen's boyfriend, Carter, who is... They've broken up, but not really because he lives in her house and they're still sleeping together. And then the girls are annoyed because she's saying that they're not together. But that's a whole thing.
That's a whole situation. It sounds like.
That's a whole situation. But then they just zoom in on Tom Schwartz in the background, just 1,000-yard stare, like, oh my God. I just wanted to have a party and drink.
I know. I love how he's just
way-
like he plays like spectator with all of this, and then kind of like
Yes.
dips in with like the childish like humor, and then like pops right back out. I love it.
Yes. At one point when Katie was yelling, he goes, "Is that my wife yelling?" And then just walks away. He's like, "Oh, I don't want if it is my wife yelling, I don't want to have a part in it." And then, you know, we've got basically the season coming up. We've got the end of Jax and Tom Sandoval's friendship. They're not talking nowadays. And Jax went on Watch What Happens Live recently and said that Ariana, the reason she won't marry Tom is because she's a lesbian. She clapped back and said, "I'm bisexual. So, you know, bite me." And then we've got the end of the Witches of WeHo, Stassi, Kristen, and Katie. Kristen is out of that group because of her whole thing with Carter. So it's going to be a jam-packed season. And we've got some new people coming in too. We've got Max and Dana and Brett that we've met so far. And Sheena is already hooked up with 2 of them. So
I was gonna ask what the structure is like between the SURvers as
Yeah.
said, and then the older crew. Like how is it set up for
Yeah.
the show?
Well, I really appreciate this season. The show has stopped lying to us and pretending that everyone still works at SUR because clearly they don't. Lala's on a private jet every 2 minutes with her very, very rich fiance. So I'm not sure how it's really going to happen, but I appreciate the fact that they're not lying to us anymore and they're just going to throw them in together and say, we're filming a TV show. That's how they're related. Because I don't need them to be introduced organically. I just want to watch them fight with each other.
Yep. Same.
Yeah. So with me having just, spilled my heart about my dear friends in West Hollywood and the Valley now, let's go to an ad break. When we come back, we will talk about Kylie Jenner and Jenelle Evans. So we've got some problematic faves on our way. All right, we are back and we are diving into Kylie Jenner. We are just a couple days into 2020 and she's already doing all sorts of stuff. My personal favorite is when she posted something on Instagram about how sad it was that it's more than 500 million animals in Australia have been killed in the devastating brush fires, which is horrible. But then the next picture was a picture of her wearing mink slippers. So that was not great for her, and she definitely got called out on that. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think that, it was probably a mistake, probably some sort of oversight. First of all, just the fact that she's wearing mink slippers at all is a little like,
right?
But yeah, following a post about over 500 million animals dying with you wearing a fur product is slightly tone deaf, in my opinion. But
it's so tone deaf, and I feel like this is where we get into conspiracy world. So is that something that's, and I don't know what the reason would be for this, but is it done on purpose? Like, it's just so absolutely, there's no way, right? Like, there's no way you would do that on the first post, and then right after that you would post, something like that. I don't get that at all.
I have two options basically for how this happened, and I'm not sure which one is the real one, but it's either that any press is good press, I want to get my name out in the news, and that's one way to do it, or it's that super rich people literally have no concept of what's okay because no one in their lives ever criticizes them to their face or tells them that something's not okay. I think both are correct in different situations, but I'm not sure which one this one was because fur is really out in 2020 and 2019 and 2018. Like, we haven't been doing that for a really long time.
Yeah, I don't know which one it would be, but I find that just, that's pretty shocking. She would follow up with that.
That was bad. And then before that, actually, it was like 2 days into 2020. Like, give us a break, Kylie, please. We need rest.
Kicking it off real strong.
Please let us recover from New Year's Eve before you hit us with this. But she posted on Instagram it's actually from an old photo shoot, but the photo just got posted now. It was a picture of her dressed up in what was supposed to be Gwen Stefani reminiscent style, but was her in like twists. So she immediately got blasted for cultural appropriation. And it's like, oh my God, how many times has this happened to you, Kylie? Don't you have any concept of what that might be? And don't you care?
Yeah.
Because every single time people really go at you for it.
Clearly you don't care if you keep doing it that much. So
that's very true.
You don't care at that point.
That's true. So I think it's official proof that she really doesn't care, which is adding.
I don't know if
fire.
she would, if she is thinking that it's really not an issue and continues to post it, or if she doesn't care that it is an issue and doesn't care about backlash. So there's definitely a couple options, but I feel like there's no possibility that she has not missed the backlash all the other times she's done something like this. So it's like,
I would find it hard to believe too, like with how successful she's been with other things, specifically on the business venture side, that she would say, okay, I'm going to do this consciously, and on purpose to try and get, get back in the media cycle, because she doesn't need that. And I feel like she knows that. So I wonder if it's just, she completely messed up or just is continuing to do this.
Well, and she likes to really co-opt the Black aesthetic and not face any kind of criticism for it in the way that people who are actually Black and have been dressing like that for however long actually get. So she really likes to dive into that, and it's a pretty serious thing whenever you go back to the roots of it. It has ties in racism, and you know, she has family members who are Black. Her nieces and nephews are half Black. Her own daughter is half Black. You would think that she would care more about the struggles of African American people, but I don't know what she's thinking there. It's really baffling, and it's tough to root for her whenever there's lots of silly things that they can mess up on.
Yeah.
But it's stuff like this where you're like, oh man, you make it
Ugh.
tough. You make it tough to root for you.
Especially since she has so many followers that are so influenced by her, and like to see her wearing these things and like these hairstyles and these clothes, and they're like, oh, I want to look like that. And they're, you know.
I mean, that's going out to what, 150, 160 million people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And God knows how many of them are young and impressionable.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
old and impressionable.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And then the one thing with the Australian relief thing that I forgot to mention is that she did donate $1 million after that. So she did kind of take a mea culpa for that, which is great.
Well,
$1 million is a lot of money.
It is. I mean, she said she did an Instagram story, I think like yesterday, saying that when she first heard about it, like she wanted to donate. So, I mean, I don't know if she donated after all the backlash and was like, oh, I need to do something, or like she really was going to, or really maybe already did. Like, we don't know. And I feel like, I think, what was it, Kim and Chloe tweeted about this. Like, we're not entitled to know if anybody donated anything. That's, I mean, it's just like.
I
her
both agree
post-
with that. And then I'm like, but you share literally every other part of your life. So you can't be, it's both and nothing. I agree with both because no one's entitled to details about their life, but they also share every detail of their life.
Yeah,
so it's
that's true.
difficult to be like, but not this one. Like,
Yeah. Like pick and choose.
So I don't know where I fall on that. But they definitely have a point. I guess no one has the right to look at their bank account unless we're contributing to it.
Well, some of us who purchase Kylie Cosmetics are. You know,
Yep, there you go.
Listen, give me the tax receipts. I bought a lip kit once, and I'm allergic. Okay, let's move away from the Kardashians because it's 2020 and we're trying to start in a light place. Oh, wait, this is actually really dark. Never mind. We're starting in a dark place for 2020.
yeah,
Sorry, guys.
Yes.
Forgot what was next. We are talking about Jenelle Evans of Teen Mom 2 fame. Remember her of the dog killing scandal with her husband, David Eason. Well, if we haven't talked about it before, I can't even recall at this point. She and David are no more. They split up, although there's no divorce papers yet, which is suspicious to me, but that's a whole other thing. But she may have a new man in her life. It's a Boston area man named Herb Wilkinson. There was an Instagram post that got taken down after people found it. A video on his account of her at dinner and him calling her babe. They are following each other, or were following each other last time I checked. They are liking each other's posts. And then she went somewhere snowy. He lives in Boston and she lives in Nashville. So people were speculating that.
Sorry,
when did she move to Nashville? Yeah.
surprise to me.
Yeah, no, she moved there a couple months ago after. That's where when she left David in North Carolina or South Carolina, one of the Carolinas.
I think it was North Carolina, yeah.
North Carolina then. Yeah, she left him and moved to Nashville. So she's somewhere close by lurking.
Somewhere around here.
Somewhere lurking. So there was some controversy that first came up whenever they were rumored to be seeing each other or dating or whatever, when there were some old tweets attributed to him where they were saying really nasty things about her. People were concerned that he was abusive in that kind of way, and that why would she date someone who would say these things about her? But I did a deep dive on it, and people were saying that those tweets were not authentic, and that they were faked. Someone had an old Twitter account, and that they went back and changed the name and the handle to match his. So,
Golly.
Yeah, right? People have a lot of time on their hands.
I know, that is so much time. Who is doing this?
I mean,
Ridiculous.
I know.
Wait, so
Has anyone learned how to crochet? Like, come on.
how did Janelle and Herb, how did they meet? Do we know?
We don't know much about it yet, but after his ex, someone who purports to be his ex, and it tracks on social media, confirmed that they were dating on a Facebook status that is no more. And then he deleted his Instagram as soon as people were looking at stuff.
Just going to delete the whole thing. I'm done with it all. Got it.
Gone. So I think you can suspend your Instagram account. So I don't know if he deleted it or suspended it, but like couldn't take the heat. But then she posted something where it was like, don't assume anything about my life until I confirm it. But she's not a notoriously reliable narrator when it comes to
Ain't
her
that
life.
the truth? Yes.
Literally anything.
Yeah. So thoughts on her maybe getting back out there dating, thoughts on her maybe not dating, thoughts on her continuing to post stuff.
I mean, can she really do worse than David Eason?
Yeah, I would say anything. I would say anything else is a step up.
Yeah.
Like anything. So
That is true, actually.
that guy is psycho.
Oh my gosh, I know. I'm like,
It's like unbearable to watch Psycho too. It's not enjoyable in any way. It's just, I mean, it's like, who is this person?
it's to the point where I'm like, can he just be gone forever? Like,
And I know
just don't
I
like
bring
this
this up every time when we talk about Janelle or David or stuff like this, but that video, and you know what video I'm talking about? The one.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. See the where he has all the ammo and he's like, it's showing all the guns and there's like a gajillion bullets to like, it's just nuts. And I mean, I think of that every time I hear his name or like see anything about him, and it's just, yeah. Anyone she goes out with, I would say is a step above.
Right? It's like, oh God, I don't know. You haven't had great taste in men in the past, Janelle, but maybe 2020 is really your year.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Here's
And where's that
hoping.
divorce filing. I know that they're embroiled in some kind of custody battle right now, but
When did they actually separate?
Wasn't it in like October?
So like a few
Yeah.
months ago? Okay.
And then she got a restraining order?
Yeah.
yes, which I believe is still active. It was active through the holidays. So now that we're a bit into January, I'm not sure where that lands, but they're doing stuff legally. I don't know. Call me a conspiracy theorist. on
Yeah.
I
this
do. I have
podcast.
a lot of conspiracy theories.
I'm with you though, but like once you get past the 90-day mark, I feel like that does start to become a bit of a question mark. So I'm with you on that one.
Right,
I wouldn't
right.
have been, in 2019, but now that we're in 20 and it's past the 90, now it's past the 90-day mark, I'm on your side of the fence with this.
Yeah, and the speculation that she was just leaving him to get back on Teen Mom to begin with was always there, and I don't know if I believe that, but we've got these like tiny little suspicious puzzle pieces, and my mind wants to fit them together in some way. So I'm not sure if they have anything to do with one another, but
You think
I
she's
hope
coming?
they
You think
don't.
she's coming back?
I would be hard pressed to see them not bringing her back.
I think they're gonna do it, and it's gonna be like ratings through the roof.
Oh, I mean, can you imagine?
Everybody's gonna want to see that premiere and that return.
People who haven't tuned in for years
Yeah.
or ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that's maybe what's happening. Maybe. Who knows? But we have to leave Janelle behind because, like I said, we are starting 2020 on light. Now we're at the light part of it.
There we go.
We are. I know. Sorry, everyone. We had to take you down a dark hole of. Well, the first half was fun. The last part was not great.
Just
So let's
real
bring it
dark,
back
real
up.
dark. Okay. Yep. Bringing it back up.
Let's bring it back up. We've got our pop culture picks of the week.
There you go.
Would anyone like to go first with their favorite thing of the week, or it can be longer because we haven't talked in a while.
I will kick it off, and this is
Yeah.
news from today, and this is on the TV side. I'm thrilled that American Horror Story is coming back for not one, not two, but 3 seasons. I don't know
Woo!
how that's possible, but like that's awesome, and that's quite the renewal for that many seasons at one time. But I'm a big fan of that show, and I am super pumped that is coming back. So that is my pick.
What is your favorite season of American
Oh
Horror
my
Story
gosh.
so far?
So it's either between Coven is awesome. I love Coven, and then I actually really like Roanoke. And the way I like measure this question is the sustainability of these seasons, because these American Horror Story, they run so long. Aren't they at like 22, 24 episodes? They're super long.
Oh my gosh, it feels like it. I'm not sure.
Right? They're so long. So you have to like I thought Freak Show was going to be my favorite because it started out awesome. And then it just died for me. Like halfway through, I stopped watching it. It got boring. It kind of went in like weird directions. And I just wasn't with it anymore. But Coven and Roanoke, all like from start to finish, loved them.
Yeah, I really like those ones too. I loved Murder House too. But yeah, half of those seasons,
God, I totally forgot. That's the classic,
right?
Of course.
I
Yeah.
started to watch that. It scared me too much and I couldn't finish it.
Well, listen, that's a good thing though, because half of the seasons that I start to watch, I can't finish because I'm like, what is happening anymore? This is not good.
Yeah, like that's the only bad part of American Horror Story is if you miss one, maybe two episodes, you are going to be so lost if you don't catch up on those one or two episodes.
Yes, absolutely. So 3 more seasons. Yeehaw.
Sweet.
Ryan Murphy, don't betray us. My pop culture pick of the week is that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are taking a step back from their royal duties. This is going to be a podcast. All of
I
its
know.
own.
I feel like we're naming next week's episode already with this
I
information.
know. But they're going to come to live in North America, read Canada, because they just bought a big house there. And I feel like living in the U.S. for them would be way too hot. Like they're trying to get away from the paparazzi.
Especially
The
the
US
US
is
Angeles
just
would be
as-
like awful.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not sure
what
that's the
their-
move there, but
People are saying either Los Angeles or Canada, and I just can't really see them living in LA. But
my
you
God, that'd
never
be a
know.
nightmare.
They could have multiple
Yeah.
houses.
Oh my
one in LA
gosh.
and one in Canada.
can y'all imagine
That's
Prince
true.
Harry living in L.A.? Like, doesn't even make sense to say it out loud.
No. It's like, move to Canada. They're super chill there.
Yeah.
And you can live in the wilderness and just live away from all the people who seem to make your life a living hell. There's been some backlash against them for that, and maybe it's because I don't super care about the royals, but I think it sounds like a great idea. Everyone's so mean.
I
to
mean, the
them.
scenario you just said of like getting like a cabin out in the woods in the like cold weather. I mean, I hate to say this, but that's my dream. So that's
Same.
I'm for it.
If they want to invite us over,
Yeah,
we are chill.
Y'all have fun.
Yeah, I'll bring over a Jello spread for them on their front door. So I'm there.
Yeah. Okay, so that's mine. Good for them. I appreciate them. Hannah, what is yours of the week?
Mine also happened today, and it was Kim Kardashian giving her Instagram followers a tour of her refrigerators after the little debacle when she posted an advertisement for Skims. That was a picture of her fridge, and it was only full of milk. So today she addressed that and took her Instagram followers on a tour of her kitchen, which is actually an industrial kitchen that you could find at a restaurant that has several industrial refrigerators and freezers full of food.
Golly.
So it was just, and she has an entire pantry for her frozen yogurt machine and her frozen yogurt toppings, which frankly is a dream, but it's just a
Wait,
lot.
did you say a pantry?
Yeah, there's an entire
For-
pantry.
oh my.
It has a frozen yogurt machine in it, and then it has glass jars of all the toppings because her house doesn't have any labels in it. She lives in a label-free home. It's all like the beige,
Great.
neutral color scheme. It's very fascinating to me. So that, it just did a lot for me today, personally.
Yeah, I was disturbed by that because they showed a lot of produce in that house, and there's like not that many people. There's only 6 people. I was
They have a
thinking,
staff.
this-
They maybe
Does the staff get to eat there?
I don't know.
Well, if this
I would hope so if there's that much food.
same, if the staff gets to eat, I'm okay with it. Otherwise, I was like, they've
Yes,
got to
there
throw
was a lot of
90% of
produce.
us away.
I would
lot of-
love to see that
lot of
grocery
food.
bill. No question about
Oh
that.
my gosh.
A lot of
Freezer
Beyond
world.
Meat.
Yeah, appreciated that. Them going veggie. That's actually
she's
wow.
plant-based
That's
now.
how. Yeah, good for her. I just realized how old I am. The fact that I was worried about her produce. Okay, we have to end the show. I'm a bajillion years old.
Exposed.
No. It was like one of those "Hello, darkness, my old friend" moments where it just came
Yes.
down on me.
The Ben Affleck meme just like came into my head right there when you said that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, we have to end it. I have to confront my own mortality.
Bye.
Don't forget to follow popculture.com for all your up-to-date news. Follow us on Twitter. I'm at Anna Rumor.
I'm at Jameson G. Brown.
And I'm at _Hannah Barnes.
Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Give us those 5-star ratings. We want to read them out loud.
Yeah.
But we need more to read unless you want us to read the same ones again, and that's just weird. So let's not do that and give us more ratings.
5 stars.
And
5
happy
stars.
2020. 5 stars, 5 stars. Happy 2020, and we will talk to you next week.